Friday evening, the 15th day of January 2016. And although it has not started yet, we do have another snowstorm that is going to be coming through in the next 24 hours or so. And earlier today, I did go out in my car, handicapped adapted car, to haul away the trash and recyclables, as it get that chore done, because I do not have trash removal, so I have to take and do it myself. And I am the one that has the refuse transfer station dumping permit on my vehicle. So I did that this morning. I only went out also to the bank to purchase enough money for some groceries, and also enough cash to purchase one 28-count bag of Walgreens house brand, Certainty house brand extra large sized adult diapers for my incontinence needs. It costs about $18 a bag for a 28-count package of adult diapers at Walgreens. And of course, here in the state of New Hampshire, that there is no sales tax, so the price that was on the package is the exact price I paid. So, that we may have, New Hampshire may have no sales tax, but it has among the highest property tax rates in the entire United States, because New Hampshire relies on the property tax as the major source of revenue for funding the state government and all of its services. The only other major tax is just simply the state business tax and local municipality business taxes. Taxing on the businesses. And of course, many towns rely on fees for services to take and pay for the local government at the local town level. Of course, the last couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday, I actually went down to Worcester, Massachusetts, to pick up another Asperger autism friend of mine. Well, his name is Scott. He's about a decade younger than I am. He does not drive. So was it, I brought him Wednesday to the monthly meeting of the Massachusetts chapter of the ADAPT Disability Civil Rights Organization meeting, at the, which is held once a month at the Boston Center for Independent Living, at Temple Place, right around the corner from the Park Street Green Line MBTA trolley station. That I did that, and of course, since he lives in Worcester with it, when I came down to Salem to Worcester, I then drove with my friend Scott to the Riverside MBTA station at the end of the Green Line of the D line, to take and park my car there outside of Boston, take the trolley all the way in. We took the trolley all the way into Park Street. And after the meeting, we took the trolley all the way back out to Riverside, the Riverside MBTA station on the Green Line. And and of course, that costs $6 a day per vehicle. That is just day parking. But if it were at nighttime, they tack on for an overnight, for people who work like a third shift, the graveyard shift, they tack on another $1 for the parking fee. So people on the graveyard, who work in Boston on the graveyard shift, like especially those who have to work at utilities, and also whether it's some work at cleaning offices, and also the hospital medical workers, at the various hospitals, they're out like an extra $7 per week to park, to park their vehicles for third shift at all MBTA parking lots. And of course, Scott and I got back to Riverside Wednesday. I drove him all the way back up to Worcester via the Massachusetts Route 20, which is the old Boston Post Road. You gotta drive all the way up to Route 20, between the Route 128 and I-95, which is the inner Beltway road, highway, to 495, which is the outer Beltway highway, then jog back onto I-290, which skirts around and connects to Worcester, Massachusetts. Took him back to his apartment. Then yesterday I went back down to Worcester to pick my friend Scott up to take and attend one of the 2 monthly adult social group meetings of the Asperger Autism Network has in Watertown, Massachusetts, at the Asperger Autism Network's headquarters, which is a civil rights organization, that tries to help people with Asperger's syndrome, functioning autism. The group is okay, yes, but still, they treat Asperger autism adults sort of like children. I do not like that, because, it still was it somewhat condescending and infantilizing us. But I go down there for the social connections and the friendships that I have with other Asperger autism adults there that I have known for years now. And I brought my friend Scott back up the Massachusetts Route 20, all the way back up to the jog back over I-495 back to I-290 back into Worcester, then drove back home. Of course, with doing that, it burns a lot of gas, but as it's helping out somebody else who doesn't have a vehicle and who's reliant upon public transit, and there is no direct public transit between Worcester, Massachusetts and Watertown, Massachusetts. So if my friend Scott were to use the public transit, with it, commuter train, he'd have to go all the way into Boston first. It's the South Station. Then get on the MBTA Red Line, South Station Red Line, the subway train, to get off at Park Street, and then take Park Street to get all the way into to get down all the way into Brighton. Then from Brighton, take the Green Line. Then take a MBTA bus to get from the center of Brighton, then to Watertown, and that is like essentially 2.5, 3 hours one way. That is in good weather, not in bad weather or bad winter weather. And another 3 hours taken get home, and you have to do it in such a way to make the correct connections to catch the last ever train back to Worcester at South Station. If he misses that train, he'll be stuck in Boston. So anyways, it took less time, for me to go down and get him, and to take and get him to the social, to the ADAPT meeting, on Wednesday, and the Asperger Autism Network Adult Social Event, that social night, yesterday. And we're going to take and go to the adult social night that the Asperger Autism Network has in Worcester, which my friend Scott didn't even know about. He only found out about the Asperger Autism Network through me. Because I'm one of the first people that he's really met face to face who also has Asperger's syndrome like he does, type autism. And so in a way, I'm helping him to connect with with as many people that I know face to face in the local autism community, which is important because my friend Scott had been feeling exceptionally isolated. With it, and the way it is, the older you are as an adult with a disability, whether it be autism, cerebral palsy, spina bifida, or any other disability, including intellectual disabilities, such as Down syndrome, Fragile X, Angelman syndrome, Werner's syndrome, and Williams syndrome, and so forth. Whether you have to have the social connections to remain in the community, because it is in the community where we get our supports, with it, to keep us from being isolated and alone, which is not good for our mental health. And there's this, and of course we do have nowadays social forces who want to shove us all back into institutions and essentially hide us away and throw us away. With it, which is not what we want. We want as much freedom to do what we want, when we want, with it, totally on our own terms, with it, and have control over our own